Hello, beautiful people. Honest Am here, the creator of the Honesty Sis newsletter, a bi-weekly newsletter geared towards millennials who are truly trying to get their shit together. And this is another daily motivational video where we use the tarot to become the alchemists of our lives. A little bit about me. I do not just use the tarot. I use God and customs in the same sentence, and I may mispronounce some things. But if it does not stop Charlemagne the God, it will not stop me. Angel number 15. All right, let's get into it. God, what messages do you have for us to become the alchemists of our lives, to help bring heaven on earth, or just to do magic in public? What messages do you deem worthy for us to hear at this time? If any of our guardian angels, ancestors, or beings of light would like to come in, know that you are more than welcome. Ashe. 2 cards, please. Actually, I gotta do that. Angel number 15 and 101. Ooh, I love this. So the 2 cards that came out is truth. See your light, know your power, have the courage to walk in your truth. And celebration, celebrate your achievement. You are truly a gift to the universe. And the card that's underlying all this is vibration. Your vibration is being raised higher Your vibration is being raised to higher levels. You are connected to Cosmo intelligence, angel number 130. And so, what the release under this? So what this is letting you know is that what God is saying is congratulations. I feel like for some of you guys, if you've been doing some work, if you've been doing self-improvement, I feel like you're about to meet a point or an area of your life where you are about to have great achievement. You're about to have great success. And it's so funny that this message is coming out because I actually just did our message for the How to Become the Alchemist of Your Life series. Make sure that you check that out. But our message this month was all about understanding how to walk into celebration, how to have lasting success, and how to walk into your truth. And so how to stay true to yourself. So meaning if today you were to realize your dream and Oprah was to call you and say, hey girl, I need you. You about to have your television show. If that was to happen, would you still be able to stay in your truth? Would you still be able, angel number 222, be able to stay true to yourself? Would you be able to reach those high things, be in a room where Jay-Z and Beyonce and still stay true to yourself? Or will you be easily swayed? And so I feel like what God is saying, now that you are at you are achieving the vibration and you're ascending to the levels that you want to be in, God is wanting you to know that the way that you keep that vibration, the way that you allow yourself to just live in this place of abundance, this place of achievement, this place of celebration, is to stay true to yourself. Stay true to the voice of the inside. Don't change up just because you've reached a certain level of achievement. There's a I don't want to say a saying, but there was actually a quote, not a quote. Pusha T says, they say don't let money change you. That's how we know money ain't you. Don't let money change you. Don't let the idea of where you're trying to go change you. Also, that's why I don't really fuck with like social media and influencers. I'm trying to like pull away from that because it's like, for one, it's teaching people like if you be an asshole, you're okay. And it's like, no, like, I don't know. I just don't like all this negativity and people just feeling like they're better than other people. And it's like, that's not even true power. Is not about having power over other people. True power is about knowing who you are on the inside and knowing where you're going and knowing no matter where the fuck you are, you're going to be okay. That's true power. If your only time, and I believe Toni Morrison said this, if the only time, angel number 4, you feel powerful is when you're one up over somebody else, then you don't have true power. If the only way you feel good is when you have some type of control or authority over people, you don't have true power. I was watching the Last Dance documentary, and it's so funny, like me and my dad like had this whole conversation. I was just like, Dad, I don't fuck with Jordan. Like, Jordan was an asshole. Like, like I just, to me, to have all of that money and to have all that fame, it's like, what is the point of reaching that level of success and you're miserable? Like, I would just watch the Wendy Williams movie. Like, to me, she may be Wendy Williams, the queen of talk show. She was able to have, her own talk show. She was the queen of New York. Like, she achieved those things. But you can look at her. Like, I was looking at this documentary, like, it stuck with me for 2 days, and I'm like, this bitch is miserable. Like, who wants to reach their dream like that? Who wants that? You know? I found it very, very, very funny that Michael was able to talk about, his dad. Like, he cried up a little bit, but when he really had to take a break, and what really made him cry was when they talked about his teammates calling him an asshole. And he said, well, that's what greatness demands. And if you don't want to be with me like that, then you ain't got to play with me. No, nigga, greatness don't demand that. You don't have to be an asshole. You don't have to beat somebody down. And that's what I kept hearing when he was talking about, like how people were talking about his competitiveness. It was like this slave driver mentality for me. Like, he ain't want to have nobody that had nothing over him. And that's because you're insecure on yourself. When you have to do all that, when you can't even play a penny game and you got to beat down, you want to take the money of the man that's doing tickets, that's because there's an insecurity within yourself. And so I feel like God is asking you, what's your true idea of success? Let's start really thinking about this. Because Wendy got, the apartment, the house, the husband, but it was fucked up because she wasn't living in her truth. She accepted less than what she deserved. She was still operating, and you can't tell me no different. Just like Michael, operating from this place of lack, operating from insecurity. When you rise in greatness from a place of insecurity, you're never going to be happy. You can have all of the money in the world and be dying on the inside. Mike made all that fucking money and he looks like shit. What has he done other than fucking play basketball? He accomplished all of this. He had all of this influence for what? For himself. When you are that selfish, Oprah, like, I don't care what nobody say. Oprah can put on these fronts that she's doing it for other people, but everything she did was to uplift herself. Because that's why that whole generation failed us. They failed us. When you think about yourself, and that's why I want you to understand, loving yourself on the inside, making sure you're walking in your truth, that's how you help other people. That's how you help other people. So I'm not saying, I know that this is, I feel like I'm confusing it, but it's like, I don't care how Oprah put it up. Everything that Oprah has done has been to celebrate herself and to put herself at a certain position. And when you operate from a place of that selfishness, yes, you may reach great heights and great fames and all this stuff, but what type of life is Oprah leading? What the fuck? Like, it's like I watched something else and it was like her life was her TV show. Break down these people that we put to these great heights and let's really look at what type of life they live and then ask ourselves, is this where we want to go? Is this the direction of our dreams? Because I look at Oprah, I look at Wendy, I look at Michael Jordan, even Whitney Houston, who I love you, girl. I fucking love you, Whitney. All of them, failures because they were operating from a place of childhood insecurity. And when you operate from your childhood insecurity, you attract all of that bullshit in. And it doesn't matter how you dress it up and how you make it look, it's gonna fucking crumble down in the end. I want you to understand that you have to do the work on the inside, because it doesn't matter if you reach these great heights. You're still going to have that bullshit. Angel number 930. Kevin was able to come in Wendy's life and treat her that way because she was a fat girl on the inside. No matter what achievement she was having, she was a fat girl on the inside who just wanted the cool guy to like her. I say it because I know it. Because I see the truth of it. What is your definition of success? What are you trying to achieve and why? If you're doing it just because you want to have the latest car, because you want to look good, because you want to have this certain idea, I love Kanye to death, but look at what that gives you. Look what comes from that. Look what birthed that. Look, major number 1020. Anyways, I'm off it. God, what comes to us if we have the power? What blessing do you give us if we have that power to just walk in our truth, no matter where we end up in this world? What if we do that work to make sure that we heal those childhood wounds? And once we do that work to heal those childhood wounds, what happens if we begin to walk in our power and have the courage to just walk in our truth? How do we maintain our sense of self, maintain our power in the moments of celebration, in the moments of ascension? How do we not be afraid that when we do get that seat at the table, that we don't change ourselves? How do we stay true to ourselves? I should have took that. Make it as plain as possible. I should. Yeah, I should have took that. It's okay. It probably came back out. In angel number 1123. A blessing's moving in time. The present circumstances are guiding you to a sacred place inside you, from where you will see things more clearly. Look through the eyes of the soul, and you will find the answer. This card is a blessing moving in time. The time will soon come. So this is God telling you, a blessed heart. If you feel something is missing, look within. And all of this within, y'all. All of this within. If you feel that something is missing, look within and you will find it. What is your heart saying? Your heart is the gateway to your soul. Your soul is the eternal you. Know that you are free and protected. So what is this trying to say to us? What God is saying, you're going to reach those heights. It's going to happen. Those great dreams that you have, because you're working on it. You think, this is the thing. I want you to stop waiting for these manifestations. I want you just to imagine several times a day that the fucking manifestation is here. That you are living that life that you want to live. Feel it. Feel how it would feel. A couple of years ago, like, no, what was it, last year? I was like just crying all the time because I would do that. And then I would just bust out crying because I just felt this... the calm, the peace, the certainty, the protection, the warmth, the love. Everything that I ever missed coming back to me. I can feel that. I can take a moment and I can feel what that feels like. That's how fucking, and when you can do that, that's how close it is. That's how close the blessing is. So what God is trying to get you to understand is that what you need to do is see the truth of your past. See the truth of yourself. If you have not been doing the work, that's the work. The work is to understand, how did I get here? What are my triggers? What are the things that, we were operating from? I was talking to my ex and we were, joking about a past argument, but I realized like all of the shit that we used to argue about wasn't even about him. And I said like, and he was telling me this and I just literally was like, I'm sorry. Because I recognized that. I can look at that. I didn't look at it like, whoa, what you trying to say? I'm a fucked up person. I just looked at it like, I was a mess. And I can accept myself then and I can accept myself now because I did the work. I didn't know any better. I was just so angry. Unable to speak my truth to the people that I so-called loved and who was my friends and mentors and all that stuff. I was just so angry that I put these people up on pedestals and they didn't do the same for me. I was so angry that I was there to celebrate every achievement that they had, but nobody could celebrate me. But it was like, I also realized, it's so crazy that I'm saying this. I just wrote this in my journal. I realized that as crazy and as embarrassing as it is, Angel number 1455, to think about all the shit that I did and how just unstable, emotionally unstable I was. I realized it couldn't have happened any other way. Like, I had to get to this point where I was completely alone to realize, oh, that's why it's important to walk in your truth. That's why it's important to say shit to people. That's why it's important to show people how to love you. It's not about being a people pleaser and bending and molding. So now I know. Now I know that love is not possession. I was so scared of losing this love that I was like, I don't want you to go anywhere. And anytime he go anywhere, it was like, why you going anywhere? Why you want to love me? Why you want to just be with me? Because I was so scared to lose him that I was trying to just keep it. But that's not love. That's possession. It was so much unhealthiness that I saw, that I took in and I thought was okay, but it was not. It was toxic and it was bad. It was crazy. Fuck, I did some crazy shit. Like, it's embarrassing. But I'm gonna write a movie. It's okay. I'm gonna write a movie about it. Move on through. Angel number 1616. Like, I get it now. I can walk in my truth. I can sit here and tell you these things because I know who the fuck I've been. I know the shit I done did. I know how crazy I have been. And I can understand where all of that came from. And it was all from my childhood. It was all from being this bummy, fat, weird looking girl with this mold in the center of my forehead. Like, that's where it came from. And we just gotta rip it off. Rip all that shit off until what only remains is our truth. What only remains is our blessed heart. Treasure within. The qualities you admire in others, you also possess. There is a treasure within you. This card is here to help you reconnect with the well of wisdom, creativity, beauty inside of you. It's your time to shine your light. God, one final message. What do you want us to know about the power of walking in our truth? What are you trying to get us to understand about this blessing woven in time? What are you trying to get us to understand about this blessing of a blessed heart? What are you trying to get us to understand about looking deep within inside ourselves and healing all of our childhood wounds? What happens when we do that, God? What happens when we do that work? It's telling me to switch. God, what happens when we do that work? What happens when we do that work to go within, to heal our childhood wounds? What celebration comes? What blessing comes? What is this blessing within a time? What is this blessing of treasure within? How is our vibration being raised? Make it as plain as possible. As plain as possible. One card only, God. One card only. Major life change. There we go. I'm not even going. I'll read these, but a major life change. So God is saying, if you've done the work, congratulations. You are about to ascend to the levels that you've only dreamed of. And what God wants you to do is to just make sure that you're cleaning up all that childhood stuff. Make sure that all of that, you have completely died to your past, because you don't want any of that stuff attracting to this new area and this new vibration that you're in. And honestly, I feel like now that because vibration is here, I feel like it's already happened. I feel like you've done the work, you've died to yourself. And what God is saying, continue to keep walking in your truth. Continue to keep looking inside yourself. Continue to keep looking at the people you admire as just reminders of what's on the inside of you. And then a major life change is going to be for you. He's telling you just keep persevering. Luck is on the way. Don't be afraid to reinvent yourself. And don't be afraid of the twists and turns that are going to come on this journey. For others of you who are starting this process, what God is saying, start with your childhood. Start doing morning pages. Start asking yourself, what do you feel about your life? What is your truth? Then go back over and look at all those shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Celebrate those. Then start working on those, looking at your life more clearly, understanding that some circumstances just had to happen. That's really what I want you to do. Look at your childhood, point one, right? Look at all those things, those triggers, those things that you just can think about. And some of those things that you can't even think about. That's why it's really good to do the morning pages for 3 days, 3 weeks, or 3 months. Then I want you to also look at, where you are currently and think about like how you got to this point. I want you to think about all those major twists and turns, that happen in your life. And I want you to see how those things helped you reinvent yourself. I want you to see how each of those things that you thought were such a blessing, it was such a curse. I want you to think about it and see how it helped you reinvent yourself. Because the thing is, it had to happen because it happened, right? God is saying, keep persevering. Know that your luck is going to change if you keep walking in your truth. You keep understanding yourself and seeing yourself from God's eyes. Then the major life change, the vibration, the blessing within, the celebration is destined to come. So what are you going to do? Are you going to walk in the truth or be a fool? All right, y'all. That's all the messages I have for you. I truly hope it was beneficial for you. If you made it to this end of this video, please give me your key takeaway. Until we meet again, dream those dreams. Never let the internet rush you, and never, ever let someone tell you what you cannot do. Namaste. Angel number 2111. Bye.